My big problem with Project 2025 is Schedule F, and this notion that Donald Trump will be able to go in and replace career civil servants with political appointees.
You sound like a sore loser, Brian.
That's your retort to that?
It's not a bad retort, is it?
Well, okay, let me put it in the form of a question. Let me put it in the form of a question.
Hey guys, what's going on? Matt Miller here with JayWalk Journalism. Watch one of the creators of Project 2025, which was a plan by the Heritage Foundation for the new Trump administration, absolutely humiliates this triggered liberal live on the Piers Morgan show. Piers starts by asking this guy, why did Trump distance himself from Project 2025 during the last days of the election? Why did he basically say that he's never heard of it and he has nothing to do with it? Watch what happens right here.
Hang on one sec. I just want to read it. He said on his platform, Truth Social, I have no idea who's behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying. Some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. So, Kevin, what was your response when you saw him effectively just totally denounce and distance himself from your project? That the left spending $75 million mischaracterizing it was working for a few weeks in the campaign. You saw President Trump use the word misinformation. That's exactly what it was. They told only one true thing about the project, Piers, and that was that we want to eliminate the U.S. Department of Education. And ultimately, the great news, and you saw it respectfully of our friend on the panel, Brian, stuttering in an attempt to pursue this, it didn't win. It failed. It was an abject failure. So even all of that mischaracterization, causing the president, understandably, in a political moment to distance himself from it, did not work. This is what the American people are saying. They're tired of the BS from the left. They stopped using this trope in the last weeks of the campaign because they realized the American people were worried about what? The economy, the lawlessness at the border, the fact that men were being called women and women were being called men. And there was one candidate, Donald Trump, who was standing up for that. And guess what? We've done this since 1980. We're going to keep doing it for posterity's sake because it's about revitalizing the American dream. Okay. I mean, Brian, Geraldo bought you about 3 minutes of time there to try and think whether you had a problem with Project 2025. So now's your chance again.
I do think it's pretty telling that when Donald Trump had the opportunity to talk about Project 2025, all he claimed was that he had no idea who was behind it. He had no idea what was in it. He had no idea whether the people who did write it, what they stood for. And
yeah, but as Kevin was saying, he was distancing himself from the
administration right now, including Russ Vought at OMB. Right. And yet now, when people don't have the opportunity to vote on it because they've already had that opportunity, suddenly all of these denials about his relationship with Project 2025.
But out of interest, what is your big problem with it?
My big problem with Project 2025 is Schedule F, and this notion that Donald Trump will be able to go in and replace career civil servants with political appointees.
You sound like a sore loser, Brian.
That's your retort to that?
It's not a bad retort, is it?
Well, okay, let me put it in the form of a question. Let me put it in the form of a question. Will Donald Trump seek to go in and replace career civil servants with political appointees?
Ask him. He's the president-elect. And it would be a great idea if he did. It's also legal and appropriate because guess what the American people voted for, my friend? Reducing the size of the dramatic overreach of the federal government. Welcome to modern America. It's going to be a normal country again.
It's actually not legal because there's a regulation against it, and these federal employees have protections as career civil servants.
You should stop reading Howard Zinn and read some real history, brother.
All right, that's your response again.
Let me just segue. I want to just segue.
I guess you had all this opportunity. Kevin had all this opportunity to wait and listen, and his response is just that I shouldn't read what I'm reading.
Well, to be honest with you, I did open the door 5 minutes ago, and you blew it, so I've got no sympathy.
So we saw the left melt down over Project 2025. There were so many myths and lies being pushed by the media leading up to the election about Project 2025. Let's see what it actually contains. First of all, Project 2025 is the creation of a think tank called the Heritage Foundation. It's based in Washington, D.C., and what they do is they hire a bunch of experts and policy writers, and they come up with policy plans that they work with Republicans to implement. Sometimes these policies are implemented, other times they aren't. And this was a policy plan that they had put forward ahead of the Trump victory. If he had won, this was their suggested policy implementations for him. So on the Heritage Foundation's own website, Project 2025, the real recommendations, here we go. Secure the border. And then they have elaborate explanations for each of these points here. thoroughly enforcing existing immigration laws, aggressively constructing a wall on our southern border, efficiently identifying and rejecting fraudulent system claims. And it goes on to explain its border policy, but basically, that's pretty in line with what Trump has said about what he wants to do. Expanding school choice so all children have the option of a great education regardless of zip code. Sounds good to me. Promoting parents' rights in public education so American schools serve parents, not the other way around. Removing critical race theory, returning education control to state and local governments, shifting some functions of the Department of Education to other departments, including labor, justice, and commerce. So, I mean, I don't want to go on and read the whole thing here. You guys should definitely, everybody should go and look up the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025. Now that actually there's a chance, now that Trump's president, that some of this stuff does get implemented. And I don't think that Trump was necessarily lying about not being related or connected to Project 2025. He doesn't work for the Heritage Foundation. He has nothing to do with the Heritage Foundation. If he decides to take some of the Heritage Foundation's advice and policy suggestions, maybe he'll do that. But when he said he was not connected to it and it wasn't his plan, he was 100% telling the truth, even if there's a lot of overlap with the ideas. And of course there's going to be. These are the new populist rights agenda for America. Secure the border, fix the economy, reduce the size of government, make sure that woke DEI doesn't prevail throughout all of our bureaucratic systems, reduce the scope of those bureaucratic systems and institutions. At the bottom, they even have a falsehood section where they debunk a lot of the myths around Project 2025. They say, ban books and curriculum about slavery. False. Project 2025's mandate for leadership does not advocate for banning books or curriculum about slavery. Continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges. That's also false. The only people calling for packing the judiciary are those on the left who do it every time the Supreme Court or a lower court makes the decision they don't like. And civil rights, that's false, of course. So a lot of these alarmist claims that have been made about Project 2025 are, of course, lies. They're, of course, the left-wing media trying to energize their base and create a boogeyman to go and vote against. That's what, I mean, really all the lies about Trump that they've propagated have been for. That's why they do this. And Project 2025, I think, was a very easy and effective scapegoat. It really got people worried and concerned and energized to go and vote. Now, of course, that alarmism didn't work. It wasn't enough to push it over the edge and actually defeat Trump. So hopefully that clarified some things about what Project 2025 really is. Again, it's not connected to Trump. It's connected to a company, the Heritage Foundation, a think tank that works with Republicans to promote certain policy. There's a lot of overlap with Trump's agenda, the America First agenda, and Project 2025. A lot of these ideas are the same ideas, and they're coming from the same school of thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you guys get notified when we post new videos. We're going to bring you tons more news, politics, debates, all of it. So stay tuned. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.